Hello, everybody. We've got a video for you here. It's a bit off topic from our normal crypto news, but we wanted to bring it to your attention because it does technically involve crypto. So let's get to it. So you can see here, self-exiled Chinese billionaire has been sentenced to 30 years for fraud, which involves crypto. So Guo Guo Wengui, a self-exiled Chinese businessman, was sentenced to 30 years in U.S. prison on Monday. Guo was arrested in 2023 for orchestrating a more than $1 billion fraud conspiracy involving cryptocurrency. So, self-exiled Chinese billionaire Guo Wengui, also known as Miles Guo, was sentenced to 30 years in a U.S. prison on Monday for fraud involving cryptocurrency, according to multiple media reports. U.S. District Judge Analisa Torres also ordered Guo to forfeit $889 million in restitution as part of the sentencing. Since fleeing China over a decade ago, Guo has portrayed himself as a critic of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and built a substantial online following, particularly among overseas Chinese communities. Despite positioning himself as a champion for Chinese democracy, prosecutors stated that Guo exploited his followers by luring them into fraudulent investment schemes, including his cryptocurrency ventures. $1 billion fraud. So Guo was arrested in March 2023 for orchestrating a fraud that stole more than $1 billion from thousands of people. At the time, the Department of Justice said that Guo obtained more than $262 million in victim funds through the Himalaya exchange, a purported cryptocurrency ecosystem. In July 2024, a unanimous jury convicted Guo of nine fraud and conspiracy counts, primarily for soliciting investments from hundreds of thousands of his online followers through false statements and representations. As charged, Guo lied to his victims and promised them outsized returns if they invested in or provided money to Guo-controlled entities including GTV Media, the Himalaya Farm Alliance, G Clubs, and the Himalaya Exchange, the Department of Justice previously said. Guo reportedly used the illicit proceeds to purchase a mansion and luxury vehicles. AP reported Monday that Guo briefly addressed the case in the courtroom, saying his reason for coming to the U.S. was to destroy the CCP. The judge said on Monday that Guo preyed on those seeking to bring democracy to China and has taken no responsibility for his actions, and instead insists incredibly his conduct caused no loss and harmed no one, according to AP. Separately, the Securities and Exchange Commission charged Guo and his financial advisor, William G., in March 2023 with a fraud scheme that raised hundreds of millions of dollars from investors through a purported crypto asset known as H-Coin or Himalaya Coin. Guo is also known for his ties to Steve Bannon, a former strategist of Donald Trump. In 2020, the two announced an initiative called the New Federal State of China to overthrow the Chinese government. Okay, so that's the end of the article. But let's just review what's going on here. Yes, this individual, Guo Wengui, also known as Miles Guo, does indeed have quite a recent last few years with Steve Bannon. So this individual is very high profile, but a lot of this is quite straightforward. The charges are quite simple. That, as you can see, the was arrested for orchestrating a fraud that stole more than $1 billion from thousands of people. And the Department of Justice said that he obtained more than 262 million in victims funds through the Himalaya exchange, a purported cryptocurrency ecosystem which seems he or people around him controlled. Okay. And then the following year, in 2024, there was a unanimous jury to convict Mr. Guo on 9 fraud and conspiracy accounts, primarily for soliciting investments from hundreds of thousands of his online followers through false statements and representations. So that is, of course, very, very forbidden if you don't have the proper sort of licenses or similar authorization to do that. So perhaps a big mistake. And then the judge also said that Guo preyed on those seeking to bring democracy to China and has taken no responsibility for his actions and instead insists incredibly his conduct caused no loss and harmed no one. So this is really kind of denial, as they say that it's not just a river in Africa. So Mr. Guo has definitely got a lot of denial going on here, insisting incredibly his conduct has caused no loss and harmed no one, which seems to be not true, but that's what he insists. So he's now going to be serving potentially up to 30 years. He's been sentenced to 30 years, but might be able to get out a few years early. So with that being said, we just wanted to bring this to people's attention so people can take a look at this article. A lot of backstory here. I know for those familiar with politics in the United States, there is a lot of overlap with Steve Bannon, and they have a lot of videos together. They've been on a boat together doing some filming, but unfortunately for Mr. Guo, decided to do a few projects which either were never authorized in the first place or were very misled. So he has had his day in court, and it seems that a unanimous jury convicted Mr. Guo on 9 fraud and conspiracy counts. Okay, so we're going to end the video there. Usually at the end of the video, we like to show people who we are at cryptodeposit.org. Keep it very simple. You can always email us at info@cryptodeposit.org if you have any questions. There's a bunch of other tutorial videos on how to get onboarded. We have a white paper video, so there's so many things to enjoy and experience at cryptodeposit.org. So you can connect your MetaMask. You can connect dozens and dozens and dozens of wonderful wallets that are all compatible with the cryptodeposit.org. If you wanted to earn some yield anywhere between 7 days up to 5 years, there's a yield curve here, so a lot to get familiar with. So wishing everybody on who's watching the video a good day or good afternoon or good evening, and we thank you for checking us out, checking out the website, checking out the YouTube channel. Please tell your friends if you so wish. Otherwise, wishing you all a good day, and we will see you on another video soon as we cover more news, more updates, more industry movements, such as really outsized stories such as the one we just covered in this video, alternatively general regulation and legislation that affects stablecoins and digital assets. We will be monitoring it from our side. Have a good day, everybody, and see you on another video hopefully soon.